Hi everybody, today I'm making a Christmas grapevine, which I think at this point of the video is going to be fun. I realize later on it's not going to be fun, it's going to be a huge mistake to even do anything, but I haven't made one in a while, a Christmas one at least. I've been doing a lot of fall, so I'm excited. I have some buffalo check ribbon from Michaels, the other plaid is from Craft Outlet, and the red and green stripe is from Craft Outlet. The plaid that I'm holding right now it's called like Fantasia or something. I have it in 2.5 inch and 1.5 inch, and it's very Christmassy to me for some reason. And I'm not adding any tails because I'm going to do that later, which also turns out to be a mistake, but there's a lot of mistakes in this video. That's why you're getting a voiceover right now. So I'm starting off with 6-inch loops, and I'm doing 3 on each side. This is going to be a very round bow. Usually when I do 3 loops on each side, it ends up being round. Whereas, if I do 2 loops on one side and 1 loop on the other, and it's 3 loops total of one color, it's a little bit more open and airy. This ends up being like a very rounded, traditional floral bow. So this is from Michaels. I think I got it was like $1.50 because they had last year, and I'm sure this year too, with the buffalo check, it was everywhere. So when Christmas went to 90%, they still had this, and it was not worth $1.50. I can tell you right now, the amount of trouble it is to work with this ribbon. No. It's thin. The wire's thin. It frays. I have to go back and burn all the edges. It's a whole big thing. But I was like, plaid and plaid? Has anybody done that before? And then, yeah, of course somebody's probably done that before, but I was feeling like a visionary when I did this. When did I do this? Wednesday? I don't know, you have to watch the long version. That's coming tomorrow at 7 a.m. If you want more explanation, more talking. Actually, there's not a lot of talking because I got so frustrated in the middle of doing this. Look, here it is right here. I'm like, wait. None of these are the right size. I don't know what's going on. Everybody outside was making noise. My dog was barking and then like quietly growling at nothing. Just typical video stuff. Business. No, I just said nice things about you. Shh. Business. Y'all, he's really trying it today. This is a really nice ribbon from Craft Outlet. It's like a canvas, I guess, but not like a heavy canvas, because sometimes those canvas ribbons are so heavy and they're hard to twist and fold. And see, I am either completely not paying attention right now. I don't know what was going on, but once I get this bow done and I'm like, oh, I kind of like it, I realize as I'm opening it up and fluffing it that none of these loops are the same, even though I can clearly see right now they're the same. I don't know what happened. Zip tie moved, the stack fell, the stars did not align, Mercury went into Jupiter's retrograde. I don't know. It's like I tightened it a little, and it's like it all falls apart. So I eventually get very frustrated and throw this bow to the side, but let's hang out and see how long I struggle with trying to make it work before I finally just give up and threaten to quit YouTube. Yeah, putting my pipe cleaner in, because I don't trust a pipe cleaner by itself, but I need something to attach to the wreath. So everything's okay right now. Spreading out my back loops. And I can I know right now that the bow is tipped, but I'm like, no, and there it is. That's like an inch off. So I'm just like, ugh. But I'm convinced that I can take it apart and, restack it and fix it. And I'm trying just with the pipe cleaner now, even though I know that never works. So like now the loops are the same size, but it's definitely not stacked up straight. Like, see, on one side you can only see the buffalo check and the stripe, and the other side you can only see, like, the plaid. I don't know what you can see on the plaid and the stripe. Like, you should be plaid, buffalo check, stripe. And that's when I give up. I say, no, I'm quitting YouTube. Here I am explaining my reasons for quitting YouTube and why you should never make bows. You should always buy the pre-made ones that are ridiculously overpriced for what they are, but at least you won't have a tiny little mental breakdown. There's a straw stuck right there because that's my weird spot of the wreath. You can see it gets thicker there. It's kind of a little straight section. That's where I want to cover. So I stuck a paper straw in there just to, see where I wanted to go. These are the tails. They're cut at like 20 inches. This was another dumb idea. I don't know why I did this. I think the bow would have been better without tails. And I actually cut these down pretty low, and now I'm figuring out how many days to Christmas. It's like 92, and that's how long I have to make this bow work. So see, when I add the tails, like if I was just leaving it like that, I could spread those tails out, that's done. But with the stuff I added, the greenery and everything, the tails, even though they're not very long, they didn't look right. So after I took pictures, I brought it back inside, looked at it, and just kind of cut them down. And I am using all florals from Walmart, except for, I think I used like one thing from Michaels, but most of this is from Walmart. It was supposed to be like a very easy to do wreath where you could go and buy. The grapevine is from Walmart, the greenery is from Walmart. You could get Christmas ribbon from Walmart. I've seen it. They have some really nice stuff this year. Or you could just buy a pre-made bow. And so, people who say, oh, I can't make a bow, then just go buy a pre-made one. I kind of wish I had done that, because the amount of stress this thing caused me, not worth it. So I have cut everything down, and now I am coming up under the bow and over the bow, but I'm going to leave a lot of the grapevine exposed. I've been like really drawn to this style since I did my friend Stephanie's wreaths with all the grapevine showing. So there was the pine, which they only have at Christmas. They have the boxwood year-round, but the colors change. You can see the one in the right-hand corner by all that crap. That's like that's the one they have in the springtime that's got more yellow in it, like when it's, it's supposed to be like the new growth is yellow on the boxwood. I think the Christmas one is the darker one that I put in first. And I had one pick of each. And I had two picks of each. I had the yellow boxwood, the green boxwood, and then two of the pine. So I just divided them up equally on both sides so I could disperse everything. And this is some frosted cedar, maybe, from my grab boxes from Michaels like 2 years ago. This is a big giant pick. I had like 3 of them, and I've been using them pretty consistently. And this is just a ice crystal branch pick from Walmart. And I'm just kind of cutting things apart, placing them in there. How many times do you think I'm going to pull that bow forward before I realize I need to like do something with it? There's my straws falling over, me quitting YouTube again. Also, if you can see on the side of my glue pot, I melted one of the pieces of boxwood. So that was like a smelly time, and it looked gross. It looked like weird grain cheese. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of difference in color in the boxwood, which I like. But they have that all the time. The pine stuff is only out around Christmas. The ice crystal branches are only out around Christmas. But I mean, this doesn't have to be a Christmas wreath either. You could substitute you could use the boxwood for pretty much everything. I wouldn't use it for fall, I don't think. Mostly because Walmart has really nice fall leaves. So I would use that as a base against the grapevine, and then add some other stuff in. In spring, you could definitely use the boxwood, and just add in some flowers or some other greens, eucalyptus, whatever. You know how much I always complain about Michael's being so expensive, and like I would never buy something full price there, but that pick that I used that was in my grab bag, like it's so nice. It makes me like want to go get another one, because I'm almost done with this one. I'm not gonna, but another thing I'm gonna mention already is that I am working on this top down, and until the video is over and I go outside and hang it up, I don't realize that there's nothing on the side. Because that's just, I mean, if it was up to me, I would not make wreaths. It is up to me, but I mean, I would not, if I wasn't filming this, I wouldn't make a wreath like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have the camera pointing down. There, I ripped the streamers out right there. I would have it up, and I would, you know, be moving it around more so I could see it and stand and look this way and look that way, but my vision is somewhat limited with this angle that I'm working at. So I did have to go back. I think I added another pick on each side just to fill in. There's a little hole right there on the left hand side where you can see. I think I'm going to get more greenery right now to add to the bow. Yeah. I held the thing up. I stuck a couple more pieces in it, and it was fine. It's just there was that hole at the top, and I was looking at the pictures and I was like, this looks terrible. I have to go inside and fix that and then take new pictures. So just be aware, if you're making a wreath like this, don't just look at the front of it, because when you hang it up, you're going to be able to see the sides and it's going to look like a mess. Here I am again with the bow. I'm fluffing it up this time though, because I'm about to glue a whole bunch of stuff into it. You could leave the bow like this, have it on top of your greenery, nothing wrong with that. I feel like things look a little bit more cohesive if there is a tie-in between the greenery and the bow. So I'm just tucking a couple of little pieces. I don't go like overboard, but when the pieces of greenery are tucked in, it just seems like everything is together more, like it's more cohesive, instead of like a wreath that has green on it that has a bow on top of that. You know, it's not a grapevine under floral under a bow. I tell y'all, I got this new computer. It is so loud. It's like, you can probably hear it in the background. When I turn it on, it's like, but hey, you know, I can do a voiceover while watching the video in real time and not have to export it and watch it and then do everything else backwards like I used to have to do, so I'm not complaining. So I'm just adding and fluffing. I think I got a bunch of, I went to go grab one of these little crystal things, and like 50 picks fell on the ground. I was like, okay, I guess these made it to after Christmas clearance at Walmart last year. So I'm cutting these down. It won't be the last time. Look at there, I'm showing you the stuff melted on the side of the skillet, but it came off after it was, I'm like, let me try to scrape it off while I have boiling hot glue in here. It came off after everything cooled. It just peeled right off because I guess the outside is non-stick like the inside, so good for me. And I did have to go back and seal the edges on both of the plaids, the Buffalo Check and this plaid right here. Just because they're woven, I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, that's my wreath. I mean, it, if you watch the long version, you can see me this is like the second project I made where I was just like, this is not going the way I planned. It's a mess. I keep moving the bow. I ended up gluing it, like sticking a bunch of glue underneath it to get it exactly where I wanted it to be. But yeah, in the end, you can see that hole at the top right there. In the end, it came out as I imagined it in my head. I'm still like torn about the streamers, the tails. I don't know that they're exactly how I'd want them to be, but you know, So here are some pictures. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's a nice wreath with a big bow on it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys later.